Welcome back to the 12 Days of Riskmas. We're on day 10 and I'm going to talk about cleaning. The year's winding down, and as we head into the holidays and approach the new year, many families have traditions that they have carried on through generations. One common tradition is cleaning the house thoroughly before New Year's Eve. Out with the old and in with the new, they say. Most people believe that the idea of cleaning the house before the first day of the new year ensures you don't carry in your old, somewhat soiled life into the new year. There are many superstitions that revolve around what you can and cannot do on New Year's Day. It is believed that after all the cleaning is completed, all the brooms, brushes, dustpans, and all the other cleaning equipment should be put away in order to avoid washing or sweeping your luck away. Now you're probably thinking, what does all this talk of cleaning have to do with security and risks? I'm getting there, don't worry. But first, a few questions for you. How many apps do you have on your phone or tablet? When was the last time you used some of those apps? And how many email lists are you on? All of these apps, email lists, and accounts that you don't use are potentially putting you at risk. Often these accounts are referred to as zombie accounts. When companies suffer data breaches, they're most commonly the theft of user accounts or email addresses. Now you may be thinking, big deal, they stole my email address or an account for an app that doesn't even have any personal information. Well, it can be a big deal. In some jurisdictions, even an email address is considered personal information, so the company could face fines because of that theft. But for you, it may have greater consequences. When these data thefts occur, the lists are often posted for sale on the dark web. Cybercriminals purchase these lists to do many different things. If the list that was purchased contains passwords that are encrypted, then they can begin what is called password cracking. The criminals rely on two things: people creating weak passwords, and that they reuse them for multiple accounts. They use specifically built computers to crunch data at high rates. A common password cracking computer can try over 1 billion passwords per second. They can crack every 8-character password in a matter of hours. So now that the criminals have a list of email addresses and passwords, they will now try the email and passwords on as many accounts as they can, such as retailers, credit cards, and banks. What happens if the stolen list doesn't contain passwords? Criminals can still use these lists to perform phishing attacks and try to elicit more information from people by getting them to click on links or visit websites that may download malware onto their computers. Once they have this access, the criminals can then sell this to ransomware gangs or perform ransomware attacks themselves. Okay, now that I've given you a bit of context on how the theft of email addresses can pose a big problem for you, let's get back to the topic of cleaning. While you're relaxing over the holidays and having a hot chocolate or a little naughty eggnog, take some time and go through your device and take a look at the apps you've installed and check your email for messages to groups and retailers that you don't use anymore. Every one of these is a breach waiting to happen and potential for you or your information to be exposed. So take the time and unsubscribe or ask for your information to be removed from their systems. And if you are wondering if your data has already been stolen in a data breach, check out haveibeenpwned.com. This site will tell you if and when your account information has been stolen. Until tomorrow, stay safe, and if you'd like to stay informed on the latest threats and risks, subscribe to my newsletter at tribersecurity.com.